Today I'm going to be talking about a build that I call Elemental Mantel. For this build I'm using the new exotic Warlock chess piece, Mantle of Battle Harmony. Now what this exotic does is really cool. When you get elemental kills of the same subclass that you were using, you generate super energy. Then when your super energy is full, elemental weapon kills with that same element as your subclass gives you a damage bonus. To get your hands on this exotic, make sure to run any of the Legend or Master Lost sectors on either the Moon, Cosmodrome, or Europa when chess pieces are dropping as the exotic from those locations. So let's get into this build. On top of using the mantle, I'm running a Charge with Light build using Energy Converter to build up super energy really fast. I pair two of the Season 13 mods, Elemental Ordnance with Elemental Wells, in order to build up my stacks, and then I'm using a Supercharged, and I charged up to allow me to get up to 5 stacks of Charge with Light. The way the new mod system works is whenever you spawn an Elemental Well, you pick them up, you regain ability energy, which goes into your grenade melee and class ability in different ways, depending on if the well is a matching element with your subclass or not. If it matches, then you get energy to all your abilities, and if it doesn't match, it goes to your lowest charged ability instead. So short story, matching element wells gives you all ability energy, non-matching element wells gives you your lowest ability energy. So with Elemental Ordnance and Elemental Charge, you get a grenade kill, then you pick up the Elemental Well and get 2 stacks of Charge with Light. While we're here, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button. As for the super, I'm using Chaos Reach because it's a burst damage super as well as the passive ability recharged. For my weapons, I'm using a kinetic adaptive sniper with Vorpal weapon, which for Season 13 we are able to pair with anti-barrier snipers. In the energy slot, and this is the important slot as far as pairing with the mantle, I'm using Trinity Ghoul for its absurd AoE damage and pairing this with Overload Bows from the artifact. And for my heavy, I'm using Guillotine because, well, a 15% damage nerf still isn't going to get me to take this thing off. This build specializes in super generation because this background gameplay, I'm only at tier 5 intellect, which means I'm getting my super every 4.5 minutes, but while I'm using the mantle and getting tons of kills, I get my super in under 2 minutes. That's twice as fast as I'm supposed to. As far as changing the build to match other elements, I created a couple different builds that I'll go over. Changing the heavy will always help because any elemental kill procs this armor set, but for this footage I just use Guillotine because it's what I had up in power for this lost sector. For the solar variant, I'm using a version of the Child of the Warmind build mods from my previous video with just swapping Trinity Ghoul out with the Taiku's Divination. The big difference here is you lose overload arc grenades, but you can change that out for unstoppable solar melees. But also remember that in future seasons we may not have these mods, so that's something to consider down the road. I'm using Well of Radiance for the solar variant, but both Dawnblades would obviously work here as well if you needed a damage super. The really cool thing about the solar variant is that when you blow up a cell, when you have Rage of Warmind, you actually gain bonus super energy from that because of the mantle. And onto the Void variant. For the Void variant, I'm using the same thing as the Arc variant, but swapping Trinity Ghoul out for Le Monarch and using Devour Warlock. This season, this means giving up all the anti-champion effects on your abilities. But this could be swapped out for Top Tree Void for the Charge Grenade to play more into the Elemental Well mods, so that you can generate more wells with your grenade. So this would be a little bit alteration of the original. If you like this video, a thumbs up is appreciated, and if you want to see future content, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified of future videos I put up. Thanks for watching, have a nice day.